Hello everyone, this is Preeti here. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm very happy to share this video. It's all about the work experience of Mr. Manikam Kandasamy, who is a civil railway contractor. So I'm just going to discuss about my dad's business philosophy that he follows for a successful business and how it started from very small beginning to a successful entrepreneur. First, let me say about his nature of business. Business name is Venkateshwara Engineering Contractors, and the contractor or entrepreneur name is Mr. K. Manikam, who was born in the year 1959 in small town Salem, Tamil Nadu. He graduated in Diploma in Mechanical Engineering in the year 1984. He worked as an apprentice between the year 1984 to 1986 from a major contractor, taking the supervisor role. Initially, he has taken the mechanical work contractor in the year 1986 and he did till 1990, where he signed new tenders for small work in railways with a budget of 2 to 3 lakhs. His nature of work is rail cutting, dripping, sleeper reconditioning, etc. He has taken the work in civil department, that is civil work contractor between the year 1990 to 2019. So first he has taken the ballast collection work between the year 1990 to 1995, where the graveler stone used as a bed for the railway tracks. Later this manual work has been replaced by ballast crushing machines. So he go for building construction work between the year 1995 to 2019, where his nature of work is new station buildings, paintings and maintenance work, building rest house for railway employees, wooden work, new platform work which lays between 300 meter to 700 meter long, and his location of work is in Salem, Tirupur, Attur, Erode, in and around our hometown in Tamil Nadu. He just explained how the contract work is taken in railways. Some may think that the people will work in the central railways or the central government employees, but it is not so. The railway contractor work is different from the employees in the central government. First, we need to register the name of the business in railways. The contractor has to quote the cost that he is willing to take the contract work from the railways in a tender form. The predetermined cost includes the material cost, the labor cost, the taxes, and the profit margin of 5 to 10% because you're going to invest in it. The contractor has to pay EMD, which is nothing but the earnest money deposit of 2% of the contract amount while signing a new contract. In recent years, the manual work is replaced by the e-tender system and the tender with the lease quote gets the contract work. If the contractor quits in the middle of the contract work due to the high labor cost, high material cost, or he can't continue with the work, then the EMD, that is earnest money deposit of 2%, which is deposited to the railways, is not refundable to the contractor. So this is how a railway contractor gets a contract from the railways. So what are the challenges in the construction work, especially the civil work? He said that the main issue is a shortage of labor and labor cost, material cost, safety and healthy precautions, transportation hurdles, productivity issues, environmental challenges, and technology changes. So, the shortage of labor, you can't get labor easily nowadays, right? And environmental changes due to rain, wind, all those are the challenges to this work. Material cost, that is cost of the material is going up high. Productivity issues, if the laborers are not skilled, then it leads to productivity issues. At that times, he'll just replace the unskilled workers with the skilled workers. Safety and health precautions, the owner or the contractor has to take this issue in hand and give safety and healthy precautions to the laborers. Transportation hurdles and labor cost. The cost of the labor is going up high, so most of them prefer machineries instead of using labor so that the cost will go down. Technology changes. So every manual tender system is replaced with the e-tender system so that anybody around the world can do the contract work in any city. So these were the challenges that he faced in the construction work. His business philosophy. Nothing goes well without laborers. So he gives most of the privileges to laborers like advance payment for work, health insurance, ensuring their safety at the workplace, pay rise where they have their experience, bonus during festivals and special occasions, compensation if any accident happens during the working times, or meal and travel allowances. So this is my dad's business philosophy that keeps up going his business well for more than 30 years. His key skills for a successful business are: first is the hard work. Hard work never fails. And leadership skills, he mentioned like they have to adjust the employees or the laborers and they should know what they have to do. Third is time management, which is very important while coming to the contract work or any other work, that they have to finish it on time. And cash management, usually this type of contractor work, they need to pay wages to the labor either daily, weekly or monthly. So cash management is necessary. And reinvestment, so if a contractor is taking a contract work, for example like 3 lakhs, he gets a profit around 5%, then portion of that profit will go for reinvestment of the next contract work, and the remaining 3% developing other businesses like diversification of work. These were the key skills that he followed for his successful business. Business philosophy is like a cornerstone to success. Business philosophy explains how you approach your work and what makes you successful at it. It may be your vision, mission statements, or the principles or the beliefs that you follow and make it a success. So, if you're running a business or plan to do so, then what would be your business philosophy? I hope you like this video. For more videos, please subscribe to this channel UGC NET MBA Aspirants. I'm dedicating this video to my dad's hard work and success. Thank you.